A typical day for me is get into the office. I like to get there early, usually by 7 o'clock. If it's a teaching semester, I'll make sure that my notes are ready for the day, but then I always try to fit in some research.
Typical day is I get in early and usually check emails. It takes anywhere from a half hour to an hour, and I've got a lot of co-authors that work late nights.
Either reading a paper, working on an idea, revising a draft that I've got, working on some statistical tests for a draft that I have.
So I can expect emails in the morning with requests for anywhere from, can you run this new statistical analysis, to, hey, check out this paper, I think this is relevant to our study. So I typically spend some time answering emails.
And then I'll lecture, come back, work on teaching stuff. But during every day I usually try to do something research related, just so I can keep my mind thinking about research.
If I'm teaching, I'll then prepare my slides and my thinking for the upcoming lecture. And then in most of my projects, I'm involved in the actual statistical programming that's involved. And so the remainder of my day is generally I'm programming code. So.
For me, the best part about being an academic is the flexibility.
Life as an accounting professor is very flexible.
I love the fact that I get to go out and just research things that are interesting to me. So I find those questions that are interesting, that people care about, that I want to pursue this area, and I get to spend my time on that and get to choose how I spend my time on those things. And that's just great.
I really like being able to, choose what types of projects I work on. No one tells me what to do every day. I can choose which projects I'm going to put in first priority, which ones come after.
So, we set our own hours, outside of when we need to teach our class.
And then also I don't have to be there except to teach, so I can travel if I need to travel. I can work from wherever I'm working or wherever I'm at. I really like that flexibility.
Coming in and getting some new thing you're going to pursue, and being able to go to the office and think, hey, I get to look at this thing I want to, and have fun with this and find out what's going on with it. And that's just great. Can't be beat.
Grading. Grading is by far my least favorite part about being an academic.
My strategy is to get it all done in one sitting, so I sit down with the red pen and I don't get up till I'm done, and start to finish, get her done. So.
Teaching, I think, can be one of the most rewarding aspects of being a professor.
Teaching, you go in and you do it well, and the students get something and they learn something, and you convey something, you use an example, it just feels great. And you can see the impact you're having on people in that.
Teaching is wonderful. It's very rewarding, and it's a challenge, and it involves a lot of creativity, and there's an element of performance.
You have the ability to interact on a daily basis with students and help them meet their career goals, and also to teach them about your field and your expertise.
It's not something that's always easy to do, but there's an immediate reward to that, and it's a very important part of what we do.
I decided to get a PhD because I really wanted to make an impact on the world.
Professors have a great impact on the world. So the first element is bringing new knowledge that'll end up in future textbooks.
Successful academic is someone who really thinks very broadly about things, talks to people, reads broadly, and is always thinking about the questions that we don't know the answer to, the questions that are interesting, and how are we actually going to answer those type of things.
So it's each of our hope that we research topics which are relevant and which would be important enough to inform the world about and help the world understand how business and accounting works.
You have to stick with it. It doesn't always work out. Sometimes you get good results, sometimes you get bad results, but just being willing to stick with it and work hard.
One element that I didn't expect was the value and the great benefit, the great opportunity there is to mentor and to help students in the decision-making process, and I found that very rewarding.